still feel like this series is currently eSuba's to lose.
You even think against both the Fiend games and against Extremum, they picked this map and they did the same up against Blue Jays. So the 4 out of 4 times they played it on HLTV in the last 3 months has all been map picks. So knowing that this is coming through as a map 3 and as a decider puts themselves in a very good position. But a BP5 hoping to try and see if they can continue their clean sweep on this map and see if they can turn it into a series overall in terms of a victory. eSuba starting up on that T side, looking to try and see if they can just explode out from Squeak Door as an opportunity of getting the vent dive or just the upper execution.
They're in position with the USPs. Corey watching from the hut. Aaron swings out from the ramp entrance, and Twist can open things up by catching Aaron pretty nicely. Utility on Molotov, gonna burst on the rafters, not go towards the site itself. Twist will still get his kills as Fleeve can get his trade back. Corey out towards close. Vents can line up 2, only has 1 good headshot. Damage on the Petchin can still leave it in a 2-on-2 scenario. Fleeve there with a trade. Badito making his way in from heaven, and Petchin's gonna evade his angle, wait for Bloggers to come forward. See his man take his engagement. Now the clock is the last thing left. Smoked off, takes swing, but Badito wins out that second fight and gets the pistol for BP5.
Really, for Petchin, he shouldn't have committed to that fight, right? If he just pulls the distraction, allows the time to be stalled, that sets his teammate up to the backstab in from heaven. Instead, he does swing quite wide onto the angle itself, so Mr. Util goes down into the site from the tees, and Bloggers just is not able to get the job done. Badito reads that backstab coming through, assuming with no bomb plant, I'm going to force it in the second round.
Glocks out, P250s, Deagles, no Kevlar or Util to support it. It's just going to be straight in with these weapons and seeing what damage they can do here. eSuba. With the SMGs back down, Corey going to try to work into the vents, and Flea just watching out. Takes swing, takes kill, kicks things off on the right foot.
You'd have to imagine that for BP5, farming up money is going to be very important for them going into this second round, trying to get those SMGs in as many kills as possible. Aaron had a great game out at Mirage, maybe not so much here on Nuke.
Petchin doming him. Picking up that kill back for the eSuba side, expecting aggression as well from BP5. Fleeve looks down, Corey with the SMG, Coolio set in. Pulls that ramp entrance. Fleeve catches another kill towards the outside control. Simple stuff against Bloggis. Now waiting for a bit more. Faces in. 2 left standing. 1 left standing. SMG looking for his $1,200 and they'll get it. 2-0 start of the BP5. eSuba back up on the bye.
And now we're going to see the rifles coming through. So dealt with pretty effectively. Yeah, there is one P250 kill that comes through from the aggressive hut phase. Other than that, though, it's just clean up, really, by the CTs. Not allowing too much advantages to flow through. Trying to see if they can bait them into that ramp position, straight into Coolio. Try and see if we can get that crossfire set. And just really picks coming through. So second round coming through from the Hungarians. Now we'll see the AKs coming through. Not full utility sets out by the Ts because they weren't able to get bomb plants.
The guns at least, and Bloggers can find the flank angle. Sees the shadow, sees Fleeve, and opens things up for eSuba. All important pick. SMG back in. Corey engages against Savani. Petchin comes forward. Aaron can trade it back, maintain control of that bomb, but the AK still in position. He will cut him off. M4 back over at the hut control will find his teammate and back up in a 2 versus 2. Will swing back to Bloggers. He gets his headshot in, and Coolio is all that remains.
Jeez, just manic trading going on for both of those teams. And now for Coolio trying to get the clutch together. The swing comes out, bring it back to a 1v1. Not really a lot of damage being done at all to Coolio.
Smoke up to get a bit more cover. The bomb will go down, and Twist, of course, is on center of the site, expecting him to come in from main. Would he flank around towards heaven? Twist thinking about it. He's got his eyes open towards the open vents. He's going to get towards closed vent and try and cut off that position and account for the idea of a heaven play. Coolio makes his way in, checks the first position. He looks out towards Squeaky, thinking there might have been another good wrap, but no. Kill coming in at the right timing, gets the third for BP5.
Just having that internal timer off ever so slightly, and this is what you'll expect from players at this kind of caliber, is trying to read rotations and how long it's going to take. And for a very good portion of that round, it seems as if that's being watched, just looking up to that heaven position, not quite seeing the timing, looking back over to Squeak Door, and that's when the whole play comes through. A great clutch, really, to come through for the City side. Coolio winning the 1v2, looked like it was an opportunity where they were just going to get the smoke down out from main, open up the A side, get the bomb down, which they were able to do, not win the round. BP5, a great start from them on their City basis.
Opening few rounds looking fantastic. Half buy involved. Orb in a Fleeve, trying to look towards outside, hope to catch some presence, but seeing nothing as the smokes go down. The crosses are locked. Bedito could also lean in. Smokes up. Counter incendiary is involved. The CTs set themselves in. Great shot on the spray forward of the first man. Not quite the second of Savannah. Not like it'll matter too much though. Bedito still burns him alive. It's a 4v3.
And they didn't exactly need to eco in this sort of round. They had a fair bit of money to get a rifle round investment forward. They just knew that they would be lacking, even with that bomb plan in the last. So, okay, we'll upgrade a couple of pistols here or there. We'll get some Kevlar, some util out. They don't get a bomb plant. They don't get a pick. And BP5 have got off to a steamer, 4-0, trying to see if they could turn it into 5. And that was something that on Mirage was really well taken, really, by the eSuba side, was just those early leads, which isn't coming through on map 3.
Half by round done and done. We do have the tactical pause coming in for eSuba. They are the ones that are down by the margin of rounds here. This was a BP5 situation in the previous map. eSuba, how do they adjust? Guns come back in, the AKs. On most individuals, the AWP being passed around, still trying to struggle some weapons. There's one dropped on the floor as well, so Blogger should have a gun as well. Limited utility on Savannah, but other than that, it's pretty much decently set in for eSuba. I think the adjustment's really going to be on the tactical basis above all else.
You'd have to imagine opening man advantage is something they're very eager to try and catch, and even for Bloggers outside, just looking into that credit card position, waiting to catch any of the CT sleeping. And BP5 can actually rotate the AWP downstairs into that secret position to look outside.
Smoke set on Fleeve, going to try lean in. Coolio. Watching ready. The AKs look back and they just hold their positions. BP5 don't want to give up anything. Fleeve will start looking back towards Savannah. Still, he gets that kill on the AK, so great start for the T side.
Now, that's a fight that you, 9 times out of 10, give the advantage over to the AWPer when it comes in just a straight AWP pick, and instead it's the other way. Corey thinking about the vent drop to that lower bomb site, actually going to stay on the ladder.
Walk forward for Aaron, M4 in, Petchin, AK up, takes spray, only gets that one frag, trades back on Coolio, could still hold on to only one. Bloggers turns around with the AWP, gets it to a 4v3, but loses the AWP to the crossfire. Savannah responds towards that man, and Bedito left alone up at heaven, giving up no info, waiting for the flames to extinguish, and will try go in for the retake. He has Twist close. Savannah's watching it from close vent though, they should have this crossfire locked.
Bedito's won out clutches before. He's going to try and do it again. This time around, not quite the same level of success. And this whole map so far has just been manic. It's just been trade after trade. Aaron going super aggressive out from the lobby position, at least getting into heart. Coolio needed to find more than that there. Yeah, it's a good shot that comes through from Bloggers. That should be 2 easy picks, and instead, they don't quite capitalize on them.
Well, it leaves the first round to go to the ball of eSuba. Pistol conversions and first rifle lost, but the second rifle coming in to allow them to get their start out on the T-side line. BP5 at least have a good basis to work from here. Will it carry on this way? Or will eSuba find a great T-side half in? Sprays through. Taking early damage in towards this squeaky door position, but doesn't lose his life. Now does he get a trade?
Fleeve keeping his eyes on and just starting to move around a fair bit, trying to see where he can find some impact with this AWP. Got to remember too, with the buy-up they've got, it's quite limited. You've got the FAMAS, you've got the MP9, you don't have a lot of util. Okay, get that AWP in there. Try and see if they can spot any info. Try and establish an opening pick. Now he's looking into lobby and not seeing anything. That's because eSuba have mass numbers outside.
Working their way on, they're hearing the footsteps boost up for Aaron. Twist could be a victim of this if he's too far ahead of the smoke. Gap in that smoke to work with initially. The CTs will dismantle it and try to look towards that outside default, but now Twist could become a flank element. Luco picks up Bedito. Corey can catch Twist. Coolio looks on the credit card, does do some damage to one individual as we trade to a 4 versus 4, but see no further contact.
Time is really getting stalled down, and eventually this is going to have to be an A-split. Bloggers just waiting for a jiggle peek, waiting for an AWP v AWP duel that may come in.
Leave thinking about it. watching outside of Mini, waiting for Bloggers to give up the ghost, and that's exactly what he'll do. Fleeve now hunting for a bit more. Gonna keep his eyes on the backstab just in case they're coming in from lobby, but the real hit's out towards Mini, and he drops that bomb carrier. Petchin now alone, dealt with by Aaron. Savannah's way too away from position, and BP5 will take 5.
Jeez, this is really impressive coming through from the Hungarians. This is almost the first time in the series that they've actually led from the front, haven't they? Because both on map 1 and on map 2, they're always in deficits, always looking to try and claw back. Here on Nuke, they're just starting to find a lot of early impact. Savannah on that lurk up from heaven can't do anything. They're getting outwed and outfragged. Look at the kill distribution as well. Everyone is on 5 or 6 kills for BP5.
They're currently on a pretty decent basis in the spread. And now all players getting involved in whatever capacity that they can, and they're all having equal impact. It feels like Bloggis. Try to turn this hero AK into a bit something more here for eSuba. He's found that kill on Coolio. Forcing the rotations back at the CT side. This could be prime opportunity to go for a rotation, but they're going to commit towards that B site as Fleeve trades 1, sees that 2nd. Bomb yet to get crossed towards the site itself, and the CTs have been drawn out here. Blog is actually even going to go for a wraparound rotation, open up the A site, and they're going to pull the rug out from underneath their feet.
Now, being able to spot straight away that no one else is here needs to really try and cut a rotate off, and it means that players on B for the T side need to hold for long enough.
Bloggers revealing his position. M4 turn in. Twist can get his kill. Bloggers going to rotate back through the vents area. Man advantage gained by the T side. Twist still waiting. Petchin turns a Tech 9 headshot into another frag as well and doubles up on Corey, leaving Fleeve alone in the 1 versus 4. And eSuba on the half by have pulled off an unlikely 2nd.
And just after I've given so much praise coming through for the BP5 side, look what happens there. They just get completely crumbled to the half by. Great wraparound to even deal with the last player. Beautiful entry that starts off in that round from Bloggers. And then Fleeve for the ult, he gets a pick back. You think, oh, 4v4, this is winnable. But Dito getting baited so far forward out into the open. Doesn't have that support from his teammates. And the Tech 9s just doing a crazy amount of damage at lower.
Guns out. And Deagle's in for BP5, a half buy for them. Kind of a force buy, actually. They've got a couple players invested pretty heavy into this one. Might not lead towards the definitive gun round in the next one. Of course, the CT side economy is going to harm, or be harmed. Shots ringing out. The AWP working towards the outside. I've seen contact, but again, it's no kills early for eSuba.
Fleeve thinking about making an aggressive move and, well, just getting red on. I mean, really, Luco's just holding that angle. They're just waiting on this slow default out from the lobby position. Okay, frags are probably going to get presented to us. Let's wait for the aggression. Luco does eventually get caught off. Even Badito hasn't quite seen the information of the AWP outside with a teammate.
Corey with his Deagle shot. Can turn another good pick back onto the CT advantage. Is Badito going to get another opportunity? No. Savannah's going to cover it off. Bloggers turns it into a frag and doubles up onto Aaron. 1 man left in Coolio with the M4 in his hand, probably to lose his life right here against the AWP. And indeed, Bloggers will make it a triple to make it eSuba with 3.
A good round coming in for Bloggers. At the same time, would like to give a small bit of credit to Savannah holding the cross right, because you have a look at the outside play from Badito and you think to yourself, geez, if none of those T-side players are looking into that smoke, that could be 2 kills and the round done from there.
Now should be an easy enough round to follow it up here for eSuba. USPs and Deagles back in for the CT side line. Hand cannons could be a problem for Corey and Fleeve. And to their credit, they were dishing out some decent damage in that previous round. Fleeve towards the outside will try it. Dish out some more right here. He's got a player up on the silo position. Could be a bit of a problem if they're not careful. I think he was just forced off by a CT player back over at the garage. And indeed, he can isolate that pick, get a start out. They've got to commit inside now. Bloggers can at least deal with Aaron, but you have to be aware of Fleeve still being up there on the roof. The taps forward of the Deagles. Finally, they get in towards a side. Badito gets his USP in for a decent frag top of the silos in their position. Savannah will see him in the back of the side. Badito just getting close in upon. Finally, those AKs can isolate, but still Corey comes up with a kill. Petchin deals with him. Bomb out in the opener. 1 versus 2 for Fleeve still, though. Chance available, sees his man, can't quite find the picks back, should get forced away.
Now, AWP looking back in, Blogger's going to be able to get another couple of kills. And honestly, it's getting sloppy from both teams. Are we seeing that rounds there? eSuba just losing so much to the eco. Missed Molly goes out to heaven. The picks, just there's so much chaos coming through. CT's peeking all around. And for BP5, they're doing so much damage on their CT basis in terms of the economy themselves. Now looking forward into their rifle up, it's only really Bloggers and Twist and Petchin that have got money behind them. You have a look at Savannah and Luco, there's not a lot there.
They can at least drop those weapons, so there is potential in another rebuy back for eSuba, but you're right, the economy needs to be a bit more bolstered than this. They want to keep it up forever. Okay, set in, M4's watching down, of course, standard default sets from eSuba. I think the exact same setup that they have in the previous round. 2 players on Ruse, setting utility to go for the A site hit, might come in very early in this matchup. Barge is waiting for the cue.
Another one of these quick upper takes could come through. Not really seeing any information to the outside position either. And Twist thinking about getting a flash in for Savannah. Re-smoke out towards Squeak Door is going to cancel their plans for the moment. And Coolio out from Ramp. Hasn't really had to do all that much in these last few rounds. Ramp has been pretty much ignored.
Molotov's in, smoke's down. Corey already on top of Marshmallow will dive straight in against the T-side lander. They hear him? No, they didn't. And he'll get a kill in alongside Flea with his 2 AWP picks downstairs, dealing with everyone that made their way in from that vent dive. And just like that, the whole thing falls apart. Luco and Bloggers, 30 seconds. Bomb's not even in their control, and they just can't find a trade. This round is going to BP5.
A great lockout defensive, and it was just Fleeve already being down at that lower bomb site. Bloggers might even be difficult for him to hold on to this AWP, continue doing kills. Doesn't happen at all. And just the right position at the right time. Yes, you've got the read from the top of hut that vent dive is coming through, but it's just the way that Fleeve is already out lower that Corey, well, doesn't even have to do much.
All 5 alive for BP5 in that one, forcing out a tactical timeout for eSuba. In touching distance of getting the equalized scoreline, but still couldn't quite go past that, that one big effort. BP5 hold control as a result of this. And again, their early CT start is going relatively well for them. Can it keep up the pace? Can it pick itself up from here? Can eSuba find a way back in? They've got another good gun buy.
Now, I would disagree with that statement, honestly, Jay. Yeah, it's been okay for BP5. Got to remember, though, they were up 4-0, lost the first rifle round, got themselves 5-1. They haven't really continued to apply pressure. They haven't been able to extend their lead by much. When you think about the start, you expect more here for the Hungarians.
Frag on the Flea, at least gets Twist. Bloggers can respond towards Aaron very early, however, in this round, and now just get straight down towards the corridors, trying to siphon off any rotations that could come in for Fleeve. The AWP battle to engage in the vents. Who's going to give up the ghost? Fleeve put that smoke down instead, rather not go for a direct engagement.
Another flash comes in and just opts to just get out of there. This might be a save call already. I mean, look at the positions. They've got no one on lower. They've got some backstabbing attempts. eSuba are having a free pass into B.
With Theo trying to flash his way back into the side, he's smoked off to the right, not Molly to the left. Fleeve and Corey upstairs as well. There's a player that's trying to get down in the vents area. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Back sight for Coolio. Bloggers just waiting for the last CT to give his swing out. Molotovs and smokes back as Petito will catch a kill. And a second. Coolio and Petito did get responded towards. So Fleeve and Corey now on their rotates here. To deny the bomb plant for the time being. It's in observation window. Someone's got to go back for it here on eSuba. They're waiting for Corey to go for the overextension. Finally, he swings, and Savannah can't quite get his pick back. Now he's got to go for the bomb plant.
That was a good read, just wasn't really able to find the connection. And now with Fleeve making so much noise, they know what's going on. Chance to get this bomb plant in. BP5 are still playing this quite aggressively.
Open plant for double doors. Fleeve's flick converts, and now it's 10 seconds, and they close the doors right back. Blogger's going to engage, can't see his man, can't catch his kill, eventually gets it, and knows that Deacon's going to be the last position. Taps it once. Corey with a swing, and Bloggis punishes that mistake to get 4 kills in 5 rounds for eSuba.
Oh my goodness, what a round! He has time to get the bomb down, he draws out the fight, but Dito at lower does so much work with a couple of kills, and when the bomb gets denied, you think to yourself, right, this is done, they can just play time. Bloggers missing that first shot, finding the flick onto Fleeve, and baiting Corey out to the open. What a sick play!
Knew he had to win that fight as well. He didn't have enough time. I don't think he would have had it down in the moment. It's a sick play for a sick round that again gets eSuba within one of BP5. 6-5. M4's back out on the rebuy for the CT side. eSuba got to get one more good execute before they can hold evens and reset the economy for the CTs at last. Out towards ramp is where they'll go first up. Coolio knows that he's got to get out of dodge.
Getting smoked off in terms of the rotate from the hell position itself. eSuba not even actually going lower. Instead, faking ramp, drawing the CTs to over-rotate, trying to bait out as much util as possible. They've still got Corey and Aaron to defend upper.
Catching ready. Doors opened, AK swing. Twist gets that kill on Aaron immediately, and that clears out the entire A side, basically. Fleeve can't come forward from the vents, but the bomb's going down, and it might not be worth it for a retake in this round.
It's always an awkward one when you come up the vents, right? Because you see what's going on. You just can't really do much about it. You have to wait for your teammates to get the distractions and try to pull some of the attention over. eSuba now tie up, and for BP5, it's not the worst situation in the world because, well, only one player dropped, so you'd be able to still give yourselves a very decent weaponry investment going into the next round in terms of what they bring to the table. Working hard, though, the checks, and I mean, this just looks like map 1 and map 2 all over again in terms of the scoreline. Oh,
what an
lovely
adjustment from Bloggis. Adding more AWP kills to his tally. What's he up to right now? 15 kills or so in so far in this map up? Yeah, leading that charge by a country mile. He has been the element that's allowed eSuba to really maintain control. Just look at the frag counts by comparison to everyone else on that side.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a positive or a negative, to be honest. It's good for Bloggers, and I guess it's good to ride the momentum. They do need some more support, and if Bloggers can just get one, maybe even two more teammates to try and help him forward, that may be the opportunity for them to really start pushing. And pushing, well, they're going to rush upper.
Well, Savannah can't get any kills in against Corey. Immediately down and out. Petri can't deal with Corey, the responsive. Aaron has backup in Petito. Bloggers turns into 2 kills. Luca actually steals 2 away instead. And leaves Fleeve on the rotate as the last man standing. Can fragment to the AWP. Struggles to get him, though. Damage done to Luca. Nades under the backside. And that doesn't quite catch him. The incendiary might force them away still, though. Stall that timer for a little bit longer. Smokes on bomb. Plant will be secured. Fleeve is going to try creep forward for this retake, though. No kit. 2 flashes, and an angle to work with that Twist has already locked.
Unfortunate that it's the AWP in that situation, right? I bet Fleeve, even though he is an AWPer, would have loved an M4 in that situation, knowing the HP damage that had been done to those CT individuals. Just doesn't want to give away the sound cue of being able to pick up one of the weapons dropped on the floor. Petito getting picked up. It was a very good start, honestly. When you think about Aaron and Corey getting those early trades down on the floor itself, it really came down to eSuba then getting Luco involved in some of the Heaven players wrapping in. And BP5 running out of money.
Running out of rounds as well here in this half. eSuba could still take control of the T side. Molotov's in, Deagle spamming, doing out some damage to Petrin, but Luco that opens up against the man, spraying through that smoke, recognizing he's close. The AWPer, bit too aggressive down there at Secret. The reface of Fleeve can't get the secondary pick back. Petito could well do so. Fleeve does get his second kill in, but with the assistance of his teammate, Savannah's going to have to get that trade together. Corey not as successful towards outside. Coolio with a USP has 2 very low HP players and can catch one of them, but now Savannah knows just dive down towards that beast, like get that planted, leave his teammate towards outside to try and stop any rifles getting picked up or any retake. On his back's turned, easy for Twist. There it is.
Honestly, if you're an eSuba fan, you must like have so many mini heart attacks, right? There's so many of these rounds that just look so frightening. And I don't know if it's just the pace or it's some of the recklessness in some of these situations. Bloggers with an AWP after an immediate entry just flying down from Secret itself. The trade's coming through. All it would have taken is another one of those bullets with the Deagle to a headshot or a body. And that could have been bomb being dropped, whole round being completely destroyed. That was a light eco.
Going to be around for eSuba regardless, and economy does not matter at this stage. The damage can only be so impactful. AWP in already for Fleeve, however, going to find impact in this round by dropping the first kill and dropping the bomb. Savannah's going to try swing back 2 AWP shots with bullets coming down range. Should get picked up soon. They've just got to be careful about that one player. Make sure he doesn't fall.
It's a start, and it's the aggressive AWP pick into the squeak door that allows that to come through. Flash over the top out from the skylights, try and see if they can bait in another further peek or just some information to work with on that CT side. Seeing the way that the smoke would have bounced out to squeak door gives them the information that Corey's playing up towards the top of hut. Fleeve outside, oh, just misses the opportunity.
Barely doing so. Molotov's into his position. The AWP leans up. Looks on towards the outside over at the red box, and Bloggis will just keep his eyes on, expecting a bit of aggression to come back from Flea, which might just get given, and indeed he gets that kill. Meanwhile, out towards the locker room, Savannah's going to find Badito on a trade back. He's still low HP, and still in a 3-on-2 advantage for BP5.
This looks a very good position for them to be in. Yeah, eSuba are starting to walk into the locker's position, and they've got the opportunity of going ramp to lower or to heaven to A. It comes down to those HP numbers. They do have some of the util for Savannah, and look at how passively this is being played from Coolio down at lower on B.
Working their way in. Savannah going to try lead the charge, but at 14 HP, he's so susceptible to death, and there's one player in the corner. Coolio's just going to sit back and wait. The moment they attempt a bomb plant is when he swings out to go for the kills. He actually swings out as he sees the windows getting popped, drops that player, and probably drops the round from here. Bloggis not got enough time. He gets that shot in, but the incendiary drives him away from the bomb, and that will leave a 7 for BP5 to go down the half, but still only a single round difference for eSuba's CT side after the break. Single round separating eSuba from BP5, a lead that could spiral into a great CT half if they can maintain control of the early start, Dweg. Budapest 5 trying to battle for their lifeline. A lot of people had them as favourites here. We still have eSuba on the basis of this kind of play. Petchin and Blogs straight in with those kills to the USPs. 3-for-1 trade as Corey finally can try and back in, but it's him and Coolio, the last couple of players remaining. But Corey's doing work. He's predict them out of this hole.
Alrighty then, Corey being able to start getting involved and bring that bomb back to the upper bomb side. There is a peek out from that heaven position, and that's Savannah dropping that bomb. Now all the information comes through. Corey's got to ace this.
We'll get the plant down. He's done significant work in isolating each individual. Jewel going to look towards Mini as the next face. He's got his attention turned into Heaven, and the footsteps made out of Mini will allow his attention to get drawn away from Heaven as those players peek, and eSuba will gain the pistol round.
That was noisy and quick for BP5 in the early portion, and it just comes down to them rushing into Secret, getting down to that lower bomb site. Bloggers, what a first shot that is! Out from the double doors to drop that bomb, and just the crossfire they have, right? Petchin and Bloggers, just double doors, single door, working together. BP5 go, right, get a couple of picks, we'll bring it back up to upper. At least they get a bomb plant. It opens up the opportunity of force buying into the next.
Galil's on 2, AK on 1, Deagle's on 2 more, so a lot of firepower to work with, but the nade storm down out towards the outside control. The CT responses enables Corey to drop eventually with Luco spray, but assistance from his teammates and a flashbang in from the T-side line. Walks out, Petito going to try and catch these players off, but Savannah is going to trade places with his teammates, turn on that M4 into a pick, and a 5-on-3 advantage for eSuba.
Is it just me, Jay, or am I seeing the exact same round except with some extra rifles than the pistol round? That's the exact same round to come through from BP5. And in terms of the success, it's almost the same. Yeah, Fleeve has got out here towards the lower bomb site. They've opened up double doors. They still need to find some picks back.
Oh, sprays through, damage done. Can't quite get that pick on Aaron. He's extremely low, though. Please hoping he can catch these players off as Luco will catch off Coolio next. And there's really no way out for BP5. They've got to work in with a split out from observation and from decon, and Aaron's just got no info and no CT players that will face him directly. Bloggers has this off angle. Wait for the doorway to open up as they engage against Fleeve. Get him to drop. Savannah gets his kills in and doubles up in the end. A triple up for him and a 10th for eSuba.
Well, that was an easy round for a few of them, of Petchin, Bloggers, and Twist. They didn't need to do anything. Savannah and Luco just being able to fight together, being able to just isolate so many of those picks, do a lot of damage up to that T side, and BP5 don't really get much out of that at all. No bomb plant, no pick, so, well, kind of wasted on the force buy. Look to go in for the eco. eSuba, they're up to double digits.
The nades up, sprays through. M4 are Bloggers with the nade as well. Will catch Aaron and Corey. Petito will fall to Luco. Coolio can't make his way downstairs. Will try and go for that bomb in the end. Petchin's going to give chase. Teammate right behind him. He's been called in. Coolio's going to think about going for the flank position, but he's been red like a book by Petchin. Drops that bomb again. 1v5 for Fleeve.
Well, Coolio would have loved to have dived down low and just got that bomb plant. As soon as he hears that vent dive, as quickly as it is, he goes, right, I open up single door, I'm going to get down to lower, I'm not going to get the bomb down, I just don't have the time. So instead, okay, I'm going to look to try and see if I can create a fight. If I can get the pick, that gives me a chance of getting that bomb down. It's a Glock up against an M4. It's going to be a difficult fight to win. BP5, another round in which they really just don't do any damage. No picks.
Straight up and out. eSuba building up a great basis now to work with the rest of the CT side. The AWP's in, the M4's out. The AK for Savannah saved in from the previous force by a round. BP5 still not been able to take it out of their play. AWP in for Bloggers. Will look upstairs towards that silo position. Expect Petito to be out there. Keep his eyes on the outside red control. They've got Corey to catch, and Luco's just going to spray through that smoke, get that frag, open up the round again.
Just so much map control being gained. Bloggers gets swung on by Petito. I didn't see that coming in, I'll say that.
He was starting to make a bit of aggressive play out there, and you can look down into that red box if you get to the very edge of the silo. And of course comes with the caveat, you expose yourself to everywhere else on the outside. A risky pick, but it does bring us back to a 4v4. And at this stage, I think BP5 kind of need risky plays.
Yeah, they do. When you're down by a deficit of 4 rounds, and when you're down by deficit in terms of a man advantage too, Petito even taking some damage and getting the idea of, okay, let's rotate players towards lower. We'll see one go down. Twist even gets a kill through the smoke, so that's actually the outside lurk dealt with.
Smoke separating the main T-side force from the site itself. They'll put another smoke on for the CT forces. They'll hear the squeaky door open, and Petchin will get 2 kills. Leave it on Coolio in a 1 versus 4. AK locked out. And it's just in general, BP5 are being locked out of these rounds. It's not even looking like a challenge right now for eSuba. Coolio will try to get a bomb plant, but Savannah's just so quick to respond to the man. So quick to adjust to his position. 12 on the board for eSuba, and this is starting to look a lot like the early second half for Mirage on eSuba. The question is, do BP5 have it in them to find a comeback?
Well, BP5 have got 1 kill in the last 3 rounds. Let that say something. Yeah, okay, they didn't have a rifle round in all 3 of those. They still had something behind them, and they have just not been able to find success. eSuba are really starting to work with this confidence, and even outside, just the tanking nades consistently is really hurting the T's.
Orps in, trying to lean up for Bloggis. There's nothing. His eyes on the top end at the silo. Sees that scout player, baits in that scout shot and doesn't want to re-aggress. He's happy to sit here with a smoke and a nade. Damage being done. And holding out secret control. Savannah challenges Blogger as he catches a gap in that smoke to deal with Bedito. Protection falls in turn, and Fleeve turns in against Luco as well.
It's a one-way smoke that gets thrown from Secret of Bloggers' position. Aaron might be able to catch a lucky timing if he catches him just with a nade out. The Deagle starts firing away, so straight away, that information's come through. They have over-rotated players to lower, though.
Twist with 2 sprays. Down turns on for the triple. That's one of the best sequences I've seen in a long time on the A defensive. Perfectly adjust. Yes, it was against mostly pistols, but still, that's an impressive flick.
Mate, that is insane coming through. That spray transfer is really something else, whether it be against an eco or not. There's just no conversation there. The second pick onto Fleet, the turnaround back out to Hart. Oh, yeah. I love that. I want some more of Twist.
You could get some more, but how much more? eSuba closing in on the map, a series win. Bloggers trying to take that early engagement with the AWP towards outside once again. You mentioned, we mentioned just in general how eSuba had only 1 man really stepping up to the plate on Bloggis. You said you wanted a couple players to sort of form around him. Well, Twist has been one of those guys, especially in these latest couple of rounds.
It's a good sign, and that normally is what pushes a team in the right direction when they start getting momentum, is when other players start really performing, and we're seeing that consistently across the board. Re-smoke down towards that squeak door position itself. BP5 thinking about the outside smokes, and just in terms of flare, it looks so flat. We're not seeing anything exciting at all from the Hungarians in this second half.
Petchin going to get up through the vents, try and catch them off on the execution. 2 players define, only gets 1 frag. Bedito and Coolio hold the advantage for BP5 here. A 4-on-3, plenty of money for the CTs to invest into, and Flea will still catch his kill back, leaving Bloggers and look up for the clutch.
I'm pretty sure that AWP got seen out from the vents position itself, so Bloggers maybe just thinking, let's get out of here. We've got a lot of money. Are we really going to win a 2v3? We can look for exit kills, perhaps.
Possibility. Want to get the rifle saved in for the next round, though. That AK, especially for Luco, going to be very important. And at long last, BP5 will gain a T-sided round. They're first in this half, they're 8th overall. Still 5 rounds to make up against eSuba, and again, to their credit on Mirage, this is how the comeback started for BP5. Will it end up being the same fate here?
We had the exact same scoreline, didn't we? Because it was, what, 9-6 at the turn of the half, then it went 12-6, then we went 1-for-1, so we were actually at 13-7 at one point on Mirage, and it went to OT. So all the viewers, just think about that for a moment.
Well, thinking's over, we're right back into the round. BP5. AKs across the entire board. Bloggers' AWP is set and ready to receive these guys. Might catch Bedito off for the head ducked out of the way. Great bait and switch. Bedito did take damage, though.
The unfortunate nature is that they don't get the trade, because normally any time you whiff towards the top of garage, you are done. You are absolutely a dead man. And Bloggers, yeah, he takes a fair bit of damage. He gets out that one alive.
Now the suppression game can begin as Bloggers will get a second crack at a kill. Corey gets caught outside. The advantage goes the way of eSuba for now.
Just working with that opening pick. Petchin starting to relocate. Fleeve starting to spam up towards the top of hub position, trying to see if they can force Twist out to the open. They'll know that he's there from close vent. Now moving into mini itself.
Luca's going to be the linchpin player they're going to worry about, though. Twist work at the edge of this smoke all he wants. Petchin gets his kill sprayed through from Twist. Will catch Bedito in the end. He was very low anyway. So now 2 left standing for BP5, and eSuba can set themselves right back on track. Coolio will dive down. They know where Fleeve is as well. Luco's just going to wait in for position. way to counteract any sort of vent dive. The bomb on the back of the player here at Squeaky. And 30 seconds remain. Luca will make his way up to try to look for info, put a smoke on to suppress. Kudo gets one pick and a second kill up in the rafters. So, 2 players down, but he's so low, you can imagine the kill would come in easy. And then from there, Fleeve should be left alone.
Yeah, that's a difficult position for Coolio to really be in. Yeah, he's got a couple of kills. Can't really get any more than that. Fleeve does isolate one fight. The time is so low. Really needs to get a move on. And the CTs just aren't really peeking. He's going to go down low. He doesn't have time.
Nah.
What is going on?
He should have left that M4. He should have just gone straight for the vent dive. Try to get that bomb plant in the back of the site. But because he wanted the M4 for some reason, above an AK for some reason, like, I said an M4A1S fan, but not that much for an M4A1S fan. Ultimately, that's what cost him this time. 14 to the board of eSuba. Again, great plays for the CT lockout offensive. BP5 are in deep trouble.
Yeah, these frags just came in too slowly. And now, yeah, you're going to be able to get the buyback. It's just about being able to break eSuba and just try to see if they can get something in quick, which they're going to do.
And force out, straight into the AKs. Fadita can find an opening, pick back. Petchin can turn in for a decent frag of his own right. Flea trying to hold up, but Petchin makes it a triple. Up from heaven, deals with every player he sees. And Coolio is left in a 1v3. BP5 tried to go fast. It started off fantastic, but the CT trades were there. Petchin in particular did everything he could, and that was more than enough.
Oh, excellent round from Petchin. Even Blogus, that's playing on the outside of that mini smoke itself, gets one kill onto the squeak door player, and then it's right. Pull the attention away. Yeah, Twist finds nothing on the floor angle. Out from heaven, though. This M4 just doing so much damage. And for BP5, they didn't exactly line up. They tried to isolate the picks and swing as a unit, swing together to heaven. They just could not deal with him.
That leaves us on map and match point for eSuba. One final buyback to BP5. A MAC-10 with AKs out. Awkward stance to hold. The M4's looking to take their aggressive swings and hoping that they can catch these players easy. Bedito to open things up. Great start. Aaron can flip back on Petchin, so a bit of aggression punished against the CT line.
As soon as they lose that first pick, they just start getting aggressive for really no reason at all, start getting panicked in the situation, and that's where BP5 can start just to really get on top of themselves. Luco outside committing to a fight on Takori, doing a lot of damage. The T's are tagged up. They haven't dropped anyone just yet.
Varna does get his one pick in. Fleeve will finally get that trade back. 2 left standing. Luco's going to get out of dodge. Twist holds back downstairs towards the B sites. They're still going to give this round the good old college try. They might hunt that player towards CT. That bomb's making its way in from lockers. No, it does go out towards that B site in the end. It's downstairs, so Twist is going to have to be the man to dish out the damage here. Swings on, sees 2! Drops the man the bomb, and the other 2 lurkers are siphoned off. Corey's been played! Oh no! Budapest 5! About to choke the worst round possible. Fleeve in a 1v2 clutch.
I can't believe we're here. We're in this situation. Their Fleeve has now got to try and get the clutch together, put the smoke down, try planting the smoke itself.
2 CTs on a retake. They don't even need the retake. Never mind. Just spray through, catch the headshot, catch the kill. 16-8 for eSuba in a 2-1 series to eliminate Budapest 5 from the V4 Future Sports Festival International Online.